bia baby ade ache adoyi de na wate dada se empo akuafo suaa na esu randiabe eye renovation na auto eye cars akese Land Cruisers na auto Toyota Hilux pickups enti akuafo esu no ono so ye renovation edaya akesesem cars akese Land Cruisers Toyota Hilux ene ne yakeka ho ene akuafo bread akuafo esu ye show footages or videos of akuafo lament ewo your network so several times. What be? What your boy no asem do ebi. Na enen yes sorry anopa krata enwa Dr. Randy Abbey, CEO of Cocobot. Ade etroye na jese akuafo esu Dr. Randy Abbey na ombeka asep na jese biyentia omo atete eye aketua no so chese ono the salary salary cut by 20%. Ekuafo omo sika ya teso by 28%. Oha emu chichemu aduonu wotwe eni akire beyensia. Dr. Randy Abbey embetene de so a wateso oha emu chichemu aduonu. Enso no the sika yaka no ha the sika sade tie niye ye de go afie ru so abe bag mu kranku 80,000 cedis sika ketwa hwe enye sika ketwa kra ye so agu afie ru bag ba eda okwabrane kon ye de ko sika mu aketua oje enya sem ketwa allowances my entertainment my the wardrobe the whole crowd the bagina my ose wateso 20%. It's ye monsem emano. Na 20% no so a salary allowances enka ho fuel and ye ma e bata ho nyina enka ho. And so Dr. Randy Abbey ase wate aketua do so. It's ye monsem emfa mano. Na eno so obote so a omo anka so obote so eye years akeo. Cocoa season no 2025-2026 cocoa season no and all teso on only there by 20%. Now through the incompetence, poor worker no so ye juma ewo cocoa board no or so their cano almost what your market so by 10%. Now did I hear the public relations officer another incompetent one Jerome say at the normal TTA be 5 million cedis, be 5 million cedis. Ebra eka edaho echem beye 11 billion cedis sabusume bia omu beye 5 million cedis omu etisikei said Dr. Randy Abbey krat or the buy no etieno omu etisikei for beye close to 6 or 7 months pay or tisika no beye close to 6 or 7 months because a cocoa season 2020 2025-2026 it's in Kesha say November February afe no eba be salary cut enti akwakoya ensempie akuafo ya wusa dodo na element ene Côte d'Ivoire krata Côte d'Ivoire for the aba beto abonte omukoko de yente so omukoko yente so enti munja intro na butwa de se Côte d'Ivoire nyina ya titi cocoa prices no so yente cocoa price so ewo Côte d'Ivoire omo de no so no ejina 3,600 cedis omo no edwaman so a prices aye basadi gina no omo gina baabi omo gina omo ente omo price so 3,600 na no omo echia enkadu bi na Ghana yeye ekra se ehwa de gina enka fine ye mpanifo aba beti so 2,500 ade about 2,500 cedis enti dan na mekoso smuggling from Ghana to Côte d'Ivoire because Equiafona shall see a dede kika sansem no ye no ewo low enti obo se obo be smuggle cocoa no e akopi man so e akwakoje 3,600 cedis. But the president has been talking we catch Chief Justice in same year President on Kebi. Adi omuba yoba yina yebe the president won't na no asem da. And the koko die bidim se odi akuafo ho fewu se ohuru omu so ye den yo.
Ezu when for no fifi ye beba be two borehole wo ho near the polytank esi ho enti no nto a na wo the host na wo the hwehwe egu koko no so se na be ya ebesoro ye ama yetimi anya sika when with the lies in Ezu when for no fifi ye beba be and this suggestion when I'm going to do a reshuffle, the mitigating factor will be that you must have a farm. So public servants, ministers, priests, clergymen, traditional rulers, everybody, try and do some agriculture. Just next door in Cote d'Ivoire, almost every public servant, has a farm. And this suggestion, when I'm going to do a reshuffle, the mitigating factor will be that you must have a farm. So public servants, ministers, priests, clergymen, traditional rulers, everybody, try and do some agriculture. Just next door in Cote d'Ivoire, almost every public servant, has a farm.
He made mention of the fact to say, since you don't so edria a year cocoa nibi. Now on one casa a cocoa farmer. Or a cocoa farmer.
I planted cocoa on the 50 acres, so I'm a cocoa farmer. And so when the price was me too, I want to be able to empathize with farmers so that when we take any policy decision, we know that it has an effect on farmers and we feel it ourselves. If there's no fertilizer, if the price of fertilizer is expensive, I feel it myself because I also buy fertilizer. I recently acquired another 100 acres of land, and this time I've dedicated it to oil palm. I planted cocoa on the 50 acres, so I'm a cocoa farmer. And so when the price was reduced by government, it affects me too. I want to be able to empathize with farmers so that when we take any policy decision, we know that it has an effect on farmers and we feel it ourselves. If there's no fertilizer, if the price of fertilizer is expensive, I feel it myself because I also buy fertilizer. I recently acquired another.
So that's your president, my president, and for that matter, our president, the first gentleman of the Republic of Ghana. So those who were dear cocoa, may 50 acres. Enti yete bono so a so kanopa ofiri enti akuafo chese bone president Mahama nyina na ebre because those so yete cocoa bono so a kano president assembly de nko ambeka kranke otwiani a chese odun enya sika kran fan hwede ba and ho e kire no ono ne ho kire na state a otwiani a de ho e kire no ewom no. Can you say president and be now name? Now, a bet me about the Sabosobe crowd, Sika crowd, or Ketua crowd, don't found Sanka. Dear a butter, who crack a butter, who crack a and Yasam Ketua. Now, a queer for a bra, was a cocoa farmer, and Tia Teswa, was wouldn't move you all brepa. Why the Badges has some way say Eddie? Why? And the Badges has some way say Eddie. Oh, I said. Worship president I him say be akuafo no baby I do no say omu e di akuafo ho fewo. Look at how Eric Opoku was smiling. Wasn't that Eric Opoku? Ayi Eric na netimo mo dia JS re kese ne yakoso e wo grounds no kra de omu anti obi case kra akuafo bre president so do so e na mu bi na wadua bi nti fertilizer bo say ne boy ya dey ne ho kro ne ba or those and the movie. Can you just imagine? And some lawyer Ebebemono and then Komobi Koso on social media Yabeti Edote Ede Efrio because Russia or Ghana yet as Sama or they abandoned Yabarusa Ghana for Bedu and Komobia and a Ghana for man, Pemwana Chesamunti and a Russia di Ebaya and a ade o ye e criminal na dodo na edu baabi a obo eye saade no say o record without the consent of your partner as to who the partner is, or record without the consent of nipa or record no e won phone so na unko publisher ya krana obehu phone so a obetumi de wa famra kwan so onim sa ene lawyer beba ha because me who Sam George, Minister of Communications, weja eye LGBT hunsem ena we say that this so abre hu kiti na near bring kiti ewo. But briefly, what does the law really say about unauthorized recording and publishing of sa niema no ene yebe wram kakra na yedin komo na anopa na yeka ba konso a generate so much aye breach of promise to marry aye businessman bia when you're 60 years a class circuit court for above the car 200,000 cedis man no when you're 60 years you see na empo odena no akwa to obaa bi so se meware odena no to obaa so 2013 wanware no 2013 2014 wanware no 15 said di mu 2024 afọ se be kra me ware obio atemani so atewani so say o say atemani so me ana me kan so beboa eno eye breach of promise bi anya asem ya eba beto odwa ya enka wo kra wodim se Ghana mra breach of promise bi ehye emradum generate a whole lot of talk and then briefly bema lawyer in fact bema lawyer actually sa emradum ediabaye and then awie breach of promise to marry. I don't know as it say a comma a man kwa na say a man so a follow under this law court na de no yes initially a kobai say ye to every ne dime wo ba no o si o to every ne dime wo East Legon and no de call court say be man no I think say be man no no after the ko wie court e ko do court tie nsem di no mo say da bi be man krado wa bu ba no kwasea e no so krado etiamra after the ya bo be man no ka 200,000 cedis titimi sika 2 billion and some of more can you answer we waste your bad time you saw me na enya mfie be ya duosia why and ebe worry obey into we wasting the time about so mo agisa sika no e de amano car I think say the car ba akokro di more bad ye yantie adase yate so bad no wan kan kire ne se car no de mano no obegye ne ho ba into car do so akwa kodi obado ensem na eno eye Ghana emra bisi bia da wonim say wo de promise ring ashoba na man she promise over wana oba no wayi odo so onche wedding ring ye de ado atoro so atena homa eno no etia Ghana mbra na lawyer ewa ha ye bema oni ya disa enkomo no enti mafidie no enna ha say ya very soon a lawyer Evans Oseibunsu will be right here in the studio na yedi san komono amongst others lawyer me ba kwaba but anani me pesa ye free hold man sano legal matters are ABIB NTAC no ABIB beba so a breach of promise wo ho and Russia di so ensense man and say ebaye ABOB record for fun or do be that no record for fun na wo hwe Russia ni kra da jaba recorder no wo hwe ebo the spectacles in chew it's you be record for fun no they are to the phone so na fe kire odo kra they are to the website me say Minister of Communications aboso say ye extradite Russian yiba yes you obukro musukra that's samra na nyadwuma ho something like that but you find no chance here the breach of promise there no chance here
yo Emubia, Sienfa Russia new. Sienfa breach of promise. So
okay, what the Alpha Russia the you hold them in suspense.
Yes.
Now, never a year breach of promise. No, what the one no akwa to baby so meanwhile, one after so many years, the etubeto e been a two businessman.
Answer Makase Omei ya womra. Say emrane nchewa or say emre ni omei mu. Na waka de be ye odebia na woko but ye omra ebo omei ho ban. So here Cyber Security Act na. Act no mo ye na 2020 into Act 1038. Ubonse read section I think 67 of the Cyber Security Act na ubonse akire wo say ni obida na o publish ni nude pictures no at the Bible ntna wa violate sa law no. And publishing sexual content involving a woman without her consent is a serious violation of the person's fundamental rights. It's
way what
Cyber Security Act.
Cyber Security.
That is
okay.
Act 1038.
Okay.
Act 1038. Ubenya Section 67 of that act. It prohibits it. Unsenti consent na nipa na de be ma wo no. Obetimi ama consent say record no. Ebia for fun say one and another and say one na hyemte ebia na person de je wani nti record no. But say o ma wo kwan say publish ba out and also ya another offense.
Oh okay.
Enti enye say o record no.
It's consensual and you do no betumi aka so ye nyina na ya to record
ya ho. Enti eno no ogitum a because yen kan hu say o record obi without the person's notice and also your offense. A court na ka bi wo ayisa ADB case Adwopokuya versus ADB. Court na ka bi wo mu.
It's even a sideways say be a bedmatics and that's a bedroom, you know. Record obi just like that.
Record obi just like that. Abi a only no phone so now one kasa washa say now record no without the person's consent. Unless state na ma kwan we bibi e friend agent provocateur. Ebi a we agent provocateur. Me fan say state na ama okwan and now we custom officer, we police officer and now we bibisa na bia for purposes of bia heinous crimes and now crimes bia person or commit and not the agent provocateur no bet me a record and the state na mana and then ya no mu use o as informant na ade ade na the on bet me a record
na your phone so a recorder was automatically obi phone e be
it's against against the person's fundamental right because there also was article 18 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana no nipa no wo ne privacy upa bi article 18 of 1992 Constitution nipa no privacy no untimi interfere with ne privacy including the usage of ne phones untimi enkonko ne privacy no untimi interfere it is so interfere obi a privacy a eno no a sense against the very constitutional yenyina yesom no. And we all are servant of the rules and we need to worship the rules. So Article 18 no, we interfere with a person's privacy against and the 1992 Constitution and so free wa ya we act I been a Cyber Security Act no Act 1038 Section 67 and also against it say ubetimi ayesa because oyesa ni nyina na a serious violation of the person's fundamental human right. And also against international standards of dignity and privacy. And to read Article 17 of International Covenant and also on civil and political right and also Article 17 say untimi record obi esa amfani nude pictures ana bibisa emfanto abontene. Na ye no so free hono mo a sa o hye bibi te say cyber security na no na etimi abekire offense na wo commit a punishment e de be ma wo no atimi abekire punishment na ma no ayeden ente sanka ye criminal code criminal act no act 29 no we read this section 278 we bon say anka ye bone nketen ko beka say ye misdemeanor and this police for yam fan so much akwa no mo ko charge no under ye criminal act no sa criminal act ne de ye misdemeanor ye bone nketen na no maximum sentence I betimi de wakoye 3 years say a misdemeanor. Nemum cyber security law no there. Into the any can share Article 18 of the 1992 Constitution. of the Republic, Article 18.
Okay, Article 18 of the 1992 Constitution, 18.1.
Yes.
Also, every person has the right to own property, either alone or in association with others.
Yes.
2. No person shall be subjected to interference with the privacy of his home. Property, correspondence, or communication, except in accordance with law, and as may be necessary in a free and democratic society, for public safety, or the economic well-being of the country, for the protection of health, or morals, for the prevention of disorder or crime, or for the protection of the rights or freedom of others.
You see, into once I walk 18.2 no can be better say correspondence, communication. And to be any communication no phone, so I won't me interfere by recording the person. Article 18.2 no sana or can't you won't me record no. Enti owo ni fie so a ne privacy na de oya wone dem ntimi record no ana so wo the phone so a ne phone na property ni bia na japade ba ko ne phone enti ne phone no ne no ankasa na pagya de a ode ape enti wontimi interfere with ne privacy e wone phone so correspondence and as communication unsa article 18 ne kan ho asem enti e ho no unless necessary for the democratic society and a free society. Also can be bisa and just a state na who say bia and for the purposes of a crime. Osaka chose say bia na nipa ne person didi bone enu mum na betima sha ase say bia sa bone. Say
bia wo record so with the expose crime dia.
Crime dia.
Accepted.
Eno dia dru ba bia court no betima agi atum say na nipa ne person o threaten me so obi kumi nti o kan so obi kumi na no me sha ase recording no. So what I say eno dia ekoba sa eno na bia betimi ama akwa na say wo se purposely wo recording no. No wa shada dia begu ne ho fi ana ne ho anim ase de e ho no oman ne mra no kra article 18 ma okwan eno achi ni asa benya ye acta Cyber Security Act no section 67 o kan so a o se sa o record obi sa na eno so the law prohibited na obi abe sa de ne bia ye chewa 5 years to 25 years every 5 years copy 25 years judge ne pa mu bia obetimi de amount na yenka hu se ansa na obema 25 years na chese why boni ni bida na num post why boni ni bida now you know na no na lawyer for beka say when you the brush of the law that means that we you known you be a court ni nim no why boni ni bi pa ma court abu ano for eno no if in charge no wo ho kwan say 25 years no kro timi the 25 ka ho ma na 50 judge ni betima ma osa yes so why boni ni bia ma judge na hu say we you known when you the brush of the law ama utimu sada bia wo boni kru we ya na ogusu dia judge no 25 years no kro betimi dia another 25 years koraka
na say ke ojeli dia it must be in the remit of the
it's supposed to be in the remit of the law but if you are known or you known that the judge can go beyond the act I'll betimi aya wasade no enti so hwemu abato wo charge nipa no under your criminal code na act 29 dia ebeye misdemeanor eno beye bone nketekete cyber security law no eno no punishment na no odin eho no ye na de wo so hu ni say ebre bia so wo charge nipa no a ka hu se broni na oba beye sa no oye say okay you are very beautiful lady yes very nice yes will you follow me or come follow me o ka sa asem na so obia ne da ode che no enti me fa ne say so oche ya amankwa enne dua ya na ode ne ko enne ne kokoda na publish ba ya eno no ye count 1 enti count 1 particulars of offense on the 25th January 20 or February 2020 you sa Russian broni we wona ya amankwa so and so koda wadam na wie ye publish ba no ye count 1 Tuesday osani nipa foforo so kwa no ye count 2 on the 27th day of this date you sa Russian guy we wona ayi enumere so and so mo kwa na wo post ni ordinary nude picture and so they bar out and no you count 2 nti obeba particulars of offense no more state ya wada and so ni we kokoda na ukuada and so you count 3 nti it depends upon this na normal because ni nyina didn't happen simultaneously but it happens in series nti day 1 I count 1 adekura we ye the day I commit offense no particulars of offense ana count 2 no so be that for was an nipa because incident ni nyina happen one day but it happen different days and kobasa na ebetima ba say count 1 odi for judge ni betima ma be 15 and 20 count 2 ebi obetima ma another 15 count 3 ebi obetima ma 20 count 4 what side the pictures ne kwa bontene na san de jijisika e dey sort money from amount for and so another offense enti obeye ne sa no wi ana unya judge ni trimo amra na say enrani currently enti enrani currently there na say mu the highest one no and our best serve which is be at 20 no name so ka say enrani consecutive that means that sa yes no there ma serve we abesa kwa serve we abesa kwa serve we let us say
so mrama ho kan
so ma consecutive na say bia it depends upon the circumstances of the case, the nature of the case. Judge if you were trimu bone adwem bone a wo de yes ane ma no kwan bone a wo fa so wo tai ye ne ne ma sa wo betima ye consecutive amount. It depends upon judge no a wo betimi ayesa ade no
ba lawyer ebra wo che enseburu mu no wo che bu se bia mo bia do na mo je tu bu se mo be record mo ho mo record mo ho dia e dey fried e wo MP abonte ba mo amaje atum se mo be record mo ho could it be say mo bia no nyina so mo je tum se dia be ba abonte a aba abonte na no so offense.
No, you see keke the man won say we image based sexual abuse so hu enti emfa ne say ebi ayaje atum se mama o consent say record me no purposely for fun say bia wonko an wode ma na ohwe deje wani eno de mama o consent no because medical just say act na a sin against in your children's act kra eso sin children's act no okay children's act na so be a less than 18 or a child ato be criminal code na you a child that will be or less than 12 years it depends upon act kra they charge you and the children's act no and also kra prohibit ssa so wo fa akola bia or less than 18 timi fa say the victims are wonya o mu ni nyina no e ma no no omokoda ni nyina no say ba kon ye less than 18 years no or 17 years and also o ye betima charge no children's act ni and also another offense but the me person me can say me de me consent amount ba consent ni restricted mama consent just to record me for fun never hwe mama consent say put me image out there e ma man for and sre me nti eno kra no ye image based sexual abuse. Okay. What you say? Okay. And also why abuse on sexually? Image based sexual abuse. And what put to and so mama for when you nude and said and when I'm sitting here and also violate any panel of fundamental human right. What you say? What put to into public what radical ama a man for church and more to the point it me fact will be more beef federal.
Yes.
Ediwu.
Yes.
And two AB so I was signing a die no crano. I record the wasa the yari be crass sign and also another offense. You find say no more die be on beko because they are no da ko check ya nya dia say it was sabi HIV kra na nya dia HIV ni be show just a be 6 months and I said be 1 year before and some doctor said me hu because virus no be no da na ya intimi show just a be 6 months time and this is 6 months time na sa man nyina ko check it no mu hunu say e bia sabi o manya HIV a and also another offense akwana because a bit mabasa akwana ni pass or yare bone and was said that the BTC had no day yes no so and also another offense and the consent ni the nipa na the bet mama ba consent ni restricted e one limit baby am de ma won say one kasa record me na hwe ana me no mienu nkwa na behwe said the yani beje na emom abro sa de no so na say wo de akoputu out there now sound the GC there then it means that we breaching me no agreement na e hon so okoye no
was Ghana no as ebia Russia ni die aside no ye won kofo a omo enya saade ni bi omo to be the blackmail
that is so
na omo na o say oh me wo news e wa hawa me publish me ho pro ne ba and secondly ade no eba say ya ebia wo ato do ni ekokudro say wo be court say wo kosiu no aban take the app no sa na say echo
yes
we na say
yes Matthias you see government bit ma taking it because a sense against the laws of Ghana.
When there's no complainant, there will be by complaint.
There may be no identifiable complainant, but once a prosecution bit me attorney sa frel no, na wabeji atimi your confession statement. For instance, me fan say broni ye nya ne nche no. That does not mean say ye ntimi nko court. E bia ye nya no nche no, ye ni interpol kra link bia ye nya no. but Ghana can go to court because it's very injurious to the state, because they also almost a criminal offenses be an effective state no. That is why the state comes in to maintain sanity. So the republic versus Russia man no. So the state no ankasa so mo to betima court e dey asem na akwaje even judgment in absentia etia bruni no. But the point is, all those when you identifiable complainant etime boaw, and identifiable complainant ni bi ne e man na omoye victim no. Enti e man no nyina police betima invite o ma to o nsa from amoma beka o masem. What I say, and now who nipa no so awadi bone no ye betimi achew ama won so wa confess a confession statement section 120 of the Evidence Act, and also o kan wanu masem na agi tumu and also o betimi agina so de wako yemfa ne se wa meka anye antum, but identifiable complainant bi aka na asem and ye nya wa serve wo ye betimi akọ. However, se complainant bi amaya e ho ne ye problem problem wo no e betimi abase sa image ya eda ho ekura enye ono na de to ho. Enti die ne di adanse se ono na de sa image ne eto ho die ne di anja je se bi a omo abefo afidite time omo nim timi identify se ye nipa we na de to ho ampa so de ba be gu Ghana anim ase agu Ghana ema nyina anim ase eno na obetimi enya a charge ne de nakọ. Although when your evidence, because the court is a court of law, court of evidence and court of proof. So what you say enti court no etna se a evidence and court na dance so na odidi. And this okuhunu wo website bi na omuni interpol alenke mo anya no na mo hunu say images we nyina on de to ho Ghanaian women any ade a ombetime agina so e de asam na koda ne court any de ombetime agina so
lawyer you be from council omo afasa ade do mo aye blackmailing of ebia the XB1 you say me publish with youths ne ho kro de begina council that foot your pa na de bema Ghana for 2 years a man ya no muta fallen victims to this. Then I would
before I make man there so me wa futu minister Sam George on one kasa so me wa futu man. You see we are minister fine wakasa woni je Ghana for ho said the Ghana for ato omo no eye wareho, but the speech na o make ye no said the TBR Russia ni no de ne be fine no de ni nyina ye kama, but e bra obi na no kan say wono no wasamo Russian ambassador to appear before or no office any idea no, and they should come and answer questions near the in fact we are international we be a friend international politics, international relation ye ne ayonkofa ye ne Russia and Russia a sovereign state and Russia so a sovereign state na Russia ambassador wo be wo Ghana ha no ono wo ye sovereign a wono ankasa wote say Russian president enti wo minister of state no need to mean so akasa kire ne sa because Ora Sam George a minister of state and the issue be basa na o ni ministry ni yenhwehwemu na mo ni Interpol lazy up ni police no na o refer matter no so to Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs no omumomu and the betimi ni Russia ambassador na say Russian embassy edin kita ho afasa asem no omukra na betimi issues sermons have man say o appear before Ghana, Ghana, what is the name? Foreign Affairs Ministry. Now, I'm not church. What I say, and I say Ghana Parliament, any bit maton and safre, and no cry through be a Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Now, who as a Minister of State there, to me, Ben, under which capacity now, as a bit Makacha say, oh, what's Simon, Russian embassy to appear before you? And no yakaka ben some, any akuko draw some, but a medamune dear. And for baby, procedurally I wrong. Emma Ora Sam George. And to before Beba out Akasana was so to me every year too. Of your man, yes, see, I found money in Anna. Obi Honma, Aquanent me amfano.
Yeah,
Sana me, but a bad no. And your man in Anna, Sakamu to Aquano Adiana.
Yeah, but could be a Matias also a warrior.
Obi we shall back could be an amitin as also no or your estate. Developer one agent be no e ya course on no aba say we show interest we estate no aba enti so aba unless we buy no necessarily means say movement and a picture abem no wa course ade nim. But one thing I Ghana for a man titiru ya na ye me say keke unum so do private car kra kwa we gina so oba mefra no ahura tram say we some man say we motia say we hwan e was say ade we ya futuo no de abetu Ghana for no because I met me bo ra ka mu a abrado private car kra kwa umu nsuro bibi e mema yisura de pa o se private car bi kura na baby no gina se befo ahwe awonfo but oba betimi abefo na be ma na ko wura dem e dan no de ni ko wura bi si ekoku no si ekotwa na mene e ma wo sa akokoduro no enti e ka akokoduro fo pa ne ma so na mom ne menua no ma no dem ne betu o mo fo ne se empo so obi hia wa emfa won ne kala ne creed awo ba se wo ye broni wo ye hwan because nipa ne bebrede ato o mo tirim se mikoduro aburu kira ma ye awie keke bra ye call land ye so fai papa I'm telling you and ye didi ye law ha amane e wa aburu kire na nya de keto abi ko awo bi a wonam mu ni amane any train station bi a wo de ade bi peke wira wo ho no mu tira nya ekura na obi wo eto train line no so I say ho na electric nkwa na de ne ko eso mu a acho makai amane bi a me ko hu wo Scotland Glasgow enya amane hunu ketwa na me spinal cord we da bia ne mututu me what you say sika nwa aburu kire nti wo so wo hwe mfonyina obi akwa abruchire fofa na ni age eduru ba bia na okasa akwantuo mu asama areho eyese enye ize sa enti so hu broni en ka tense broni bia wo sky broni nkwase afọ wa abruchire ho
na we say $20
what you say ne hu kan ebi nware asa omugu abruchire ho no ma me na me ka kire o say ebi akowifo cigarette na de odi kura no evi wonya yen crop for well to do wo ba nipa ni bi wo hono mo Ghana hanoma omuti ba bi o mo da hwe lady bi ana me hwe na odini ko wura ko brodi ni ko sra na fie ko fie pa ba bi o mo te so o mo han po a
na me bi say bi as a hotel you know well
I mean say you fie a because I say so wo cha na me hwe no TikTok ana o kire say brodi ni visit wo mo fie atumi say sa brodi no hotel no akopɛ sika de abekan but bi abedru ba bi odakora wonya ba bi na ewo Europe one man na say there be free buy so the point is say enya obiama bia na hia wa ufiti prekopa wo say ye maybe ye well to do obese oba ne pass ne pa bra obeji gina sa anya de a obefi no enso kwase e ba ye within 1 minute no watimi anya ma bebre just because of your kokko ye broni obi feel say me pese me wo broni ba obi say me pese me ye dan me ko ode me be ko Russia we nyansa be ne wo munti e be sere ma no ebi betima to obia enkyere se Ghana ma efo na emum anipa bia obenya den sofo so ye den ewu bata ya futu nti mekere ma ne se de asie
say psychological trauma omo enebu
eniguasiato say eniguasiato omo ebi kura no ne kunu epam na frifie ana obi wo hono ma ya anya careful no omo anya counselors amoma cancel omo a ankyere omo se eye sign na aba eno nkyere se wabrabo akwa wie ya most of them bet me commit suicide amomakumomo what you say because enim go ase na aba no akoye kese ama no so mete se wa asem na to bia no ye mpaebo eno ane se obebo mpae na wankaso asre rade obo ne fache na wanya akokodro se eye assign na aba ato wa wie nanso wala ne lesson wom what you say ebe ma wo enkuranhye na besa atufo but next time on san koto sa hawo no mu biem na wanya bi nso aka kire wo ma ene wo nananom sa na
in summary lawyer what's our blackmailing because don't wanna cause hard you know omo blackmailing first years how you any day way
o say obi blackmailing na o chepa first of all I was so the man
video pa ko di no
I was so the ma police na police for start normal investigate because police for say ya equip o ma o wo enema hodo bebre a omo betimi attract nipa no ehunu de ekoso so de ma police by best Ghana police service ya na de taisi ni say nipa no kra de ama wo mo no ubonsi ase omo ye in charge ne se je se bia sabio ebinum wo mo je se obere esika se nipa no bi wo kra na oni bi obeded wonya sika no watua ama no o je se obere mi se no matwabo ama ansa na metimi attract no ansa na mete ye besra ban se so Ghana police service wontimi equip wo mo resource wo ma abantran no ma wo mu sika ne equipment a ombetimi de anya sa ne man se be ya obi de complaint ko ma wo ma enkoye se nipa na be sa bed do because in the nation uhuna ade ne ye anase eye republic no ana ye very injurious to the republic into republic na abemu aye oman no na oman na abemu no so ye ko fine nipa no kra no a eye oman na sika ne ko no ho enko victim no ho into ye best stress ebrebia na ban no so on allocated resources to be informa Ghana police service na ntimi equip wo mo very well na ma internet no abefo feeding time no so wo ntimi penetrating hu nipa kra o yes abone no said the beya anti police fo nya de a on betimi process all the work of court.